Why is the grass green? Why is the sky blue?
What does success How do babies get born? Why do we all die? Why do we get born? What are we supposed to do with this life? Where is the spice that we can buy? Say to me,
What is the meaning of
real?
life?
I always was a person that searched for meaning in the world. I searched for it in books, movies, and the people around me, but I could never really see where it was. This made me wonder how other people think of it. What is the general meaning of life in this society? What are the beliefs that everything else stands on? And how can we use this to positively influence society? We all have different meanings to life. We all have different goals, different thoughts, and different feelings. In this society, we appreciate individuality a lot. We are in general very accepting of people and also value that in others. We have social media where we can shape ourselves exactly the way we want to be perceived and perceive others exactly the way they want to be perceived. This is a positive side of the society, but there are also some less positive things about this individualistic focus. This focus on the individual has created a lot of pressure on us. We hear everywhere that if we want to succeed, we have to walk the same way as others. First get your high school diploma, then go to university, and then work as hard as you can to become on top at some company of your interest. We have to do everything to become our best selves so we can succeed and make the people around us happy. This all comes from the belief system that our society was built on. This belief is that life itself is meaningless, that everything is explainable by science, and that when we die, we are gone and go nowhere. This can be seen everywhere around us. We only believe things when they are backed up on science. We are overwhelmed by the choices we can make in our life, because we think we only have this one life and then everything ends. We care so much about money that we are killing the earth for it. Every choice that we make as humans can be linked to our belief system. It's always there in the back of your mind. It's linked to your morals, your values, and sometimes even your interests. You might not be a person who thinks about the meaning of life a lot, but subconsciously you have one and you act accordingly. Something that can be seen a lot in our society is instrumentalism. Instrumentalism is the act of turning everything into a tool to reach a certain goal. For example, when we exercise every day for 30 minutes because it makes us healthy, when we help people because it makes us feel good, or when we do voluntary work because we want to broaden our network. I could go on and on about examples, because instrumentalism is rooted in our society. I think that the problem about instrumentalism is that we are always thinking about our future, what we are going to gain from certain activities, instead of thinking about a collective. Instrumentalism also shows us that the belief that life is meaningless is rooted in our society. We have to do everything for a certain goal in this material world, otherwise it has no use. I believe that the things that we do just because we want to do them are the things that give meaning to life. I believe that when we focus on these things instead of the goals that we want to reach, we would all be a whole lot happier. One of the biggest problems of this society is the growth of mental health issues amongst young people. Millennials and Gen Z report more mental health issues than any generation before them. This is strange, if you think about it, because most of us have always lived in freedom and wealth. The biggest mental health issue that is arising are burnouts. This is when you push yourself way too hard and work so hard that you've come at a point where you have to quit working because you are physically and mentally exhausted. I think instrumentalism is a big part of the growth of mental health issues, especially when looking at burnouts. We are expected to reach certain goals. We have to make the deadline, we have to fill in the report, we have to work, and every day there's just another goal for us to reach. It's not strange that a lot of people experience issues. When we take away instrumentalism, we would see people working somewhere where they love to work, and instead of trying to reach a goal, they do whatever they love as much as possible, just because they love to do it. The Japanese have a model for this, called Ikigai. And Ikigai is the combination of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can make money with. A good example is Hayao Miyazaki, a Japanese animator who co-founded Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is most known for their detailed animation and their interesting storylines. Hayao Miyazaki drew his whole life and loved his job at Studio Ghibli. When he retired, he came back to work the next day as if nothing happened. He loved the job so much that he did not see it as working, but as pursuing his hobby. The Japanese believe that everyone has their own ikigai, their own thing they would not retire from. If we focused on finding that when choosing which study to do, we would have a lot more people happy with their job and having less risk of having a burnout. The way we look at mental health also says a lot about how we view the meaning of life. When someone is experiencing a lot of mental health issues, we generally treat it like they need to get better as soon as possible so they can contribute to society again, instead of looking deeper into what caused the mental health issues. This shows that this society values reaching certain goals more than the well-being of the people in it. So, how can we solve these problems? How can we make society care about the collective again, instead of focusing on individual goals? I think that every change begins with a change of your own mindset. So first, we have to start with ourselves. With a problem like instrumentalism and mental health that affects the society as a whole, we have to change our beliefs to solve them. So if you're watching this right now, think about it. Do you practice instrumentalism? Would you like to change that? And what is your meaning of life?